Welcome to Cooking for Wellness at NYU Langone Health. I'm Chef Jeffrey Held.
I'm Edwina Rich, a registered dietitian.
This is the first of a series of recipe demonstrations focused on health and wellness. Today we're featuring an immune-boosting autumn vegetable curry. This recipe also draws on seasonal ingredients that you can buy from any farmer's market right now. Okay, let's get started on our curry. First, we add some coconut oil to the pan. In this recipe, the coconut oil is purely for flavor. You can substitute olive oil, any type of vegetable oil would be fine. We're gonna add some dried cumin seeds and coriander seeds. So we're gonna toast these in the coconut oil, which, believe it or not, can add literally 5 times the intensity to the recipe. Just this simple technique of blooming your spices in oil, allowing them to actually release their aromas and flavor. So we're gonna go ahead and add some turmeric, some cayenne pepper. So you can see the turmeric immediately adds a deep golden yellow to the pot. Herbs and spices like turmeric used in this curry have anti-inflammatory qualities. Okay, so while we're toasting our turmeric, cumin, and coriander seeds, I'm gonna go ahead and grate some fresh ginger. So when we're peeling the ginger, we just literally use a spoon. So we're gonna grate the ginger with a microplane, watching our fingers. I'm gonna add that in. Next thing, we're gonna add some diced onion. Keep that heat low. You often hear the term saute. Saute is a high heat cooking method. What we're doing right now is we're keeping our heat low. We wanna sweat the onion. We wanna cook the onion to soften it and sweeten it, but we don't want to add color. We don't wanna singe and burn the edges. There's no actual curry powder in this recipe. We broke it down, and with the use of the fresh spices, the coriander and the cumin, and the turmeric and ginger, we have the components of a curry, but no actual curry powder. We're gonna go ahead and add our tomato paste. This is another very critical element of this dish. And a great way to get tremendous flavor is you add your tomato paste, and we begin to actually caramelize the tomato paste with the onion. Between the toasting of the spices when we start and the caramelization of the tomato paste, you're literally getting a lot of bang for your buck in these very, very simple, easy steps. The next thing we're gonna add is our diced sweet potato. You also get a healthy dose of beta carotene, a precursor to vitamin A, from the sweet potatoes in the recipe. Okay, so today we prepared a homemade vegetable broth. So yeah, I mean, I understand that not everyone has both the time and the means to pull that type of thing off in the middle of the week. So a very simple substitution is to use a store-bought vegetable broth. You do want to double check and make sure you're using a low sodium variety, because what will happen is it'll reduce through the cooking process and you end up with a very salty finished product. So we're gonna go ahead and add our vegetable broth. Before we add the other vegetables, we're gonna let the sweet potatoes cook a little bit. In the meantime, I'm gonna start on some basmati rice. So we're gonna start our rice by sauteing some diced onion in olive oil. I'm gonna add our rice to the pan. So I like to prepare my rice in the pilaf style, which means we toast it. It releases the flavors, develops an almost nutty aroma, and you really get a lot of really delicious depth of flavor that comes out of it. We're gonna add 1 bay leaf. We'll go ahead and add our water. So this is Indian basmati, long grain basmati rice. So this ratio is basically just 1 to 2. So 1 part rice, 2 parts water. We're gonna move that back to our back burner and allow it come up to a boil, reduce it to a simmer, cover it, and do not touch it. Check back on our curry here. We're gonna go ahead and add our delicata squash. Delicata is literally my favorite squash. Peak ripeness right now in the fall. Wonderfully sweet, tender. Best part, edible skin, no prep. I'm gonna go ahead and get our kale ready to go. So there's a lot of bitterness in the kale stem. So we go ahead and strip it right from its stem. We're gonna go ahead and add our cauliflower. So while those vegetables simmer, we're gonna go ahead and add our coconut milk. We're at a nice simmer. We're gonna go ahead and add our chickpeas and our kale. Stir that in gently.
Many people think that oranges and lemons are the only source of vitamin C, but there are actually more food that provides vitamin C. In fact, the cauliflower, tomato paste, and kale in this curry all contains a high dose of vitamin C. Other great sources of vitamin C includes Brussels sprouts and bell pepper, which is also in season right now. Vitamin C is thought to decrease the duration and severity of symptoms in people who come down with a common cold.
It's a very flexible recipe. You could add your choice of protein. You could absolutely substitute the broth, and you could definitely add seafood, meat, chicken. Why is seasonal ingredients important? Vegetables are more delicious, more affordable, and nutrient dense when they're in season. Sweet potatoes, squash, cauliflower, kale, all in season during the fall. Okay, we're ready to go. Pick some of our basmati rice, curry, garnish with some fresh cilantro leaves. We're all set. Thanks everybody for watching. Please join us next month at Cooking for Wellness at NYU Langone Health.
Thank you.